Alright, MrSotko here, and welcome back to another Starcraft 2 replay cast. Today it is a 1v1 on Ruins of Endion between our red Zerg player Nerchio, and on the bottom left side we have our blue Terran player Polt. And we're going to speed this on up to the 8x mark, to the 2-minute point of the game, and everything starts to get good. And it is going to be direct cross spawn, so not too much going on here in terms of distance between these two players, so it should be a all-out brawl. And we do have a Reaper moving on out. He's going to check the area here. Did see the Overlord right here and another Overlord over here, and so he suspects that his opponent is going to be just across the way, and spots his opponent's hatchery here. Going to try and get some drone kills and or some Zergling kills. Until those Zerglings have metabolic boost, he will own the area here, and when a queen comes out as well, I suppose. And now the Reaper has seen everything there is to offer. Now gonna use these Marines here to try and get rid of those rocks for now. And Marines coming up. And for the Zerg here, just pumping out the queens just yet, and some additional drones to help saturate. And the Reaper up here trying to stop the expansion process, so very clever to be all the way up here, and the Zerglings still don't have metabolic boost. And now the Reaper desperately needs to heal, so he's gonna have to pop away and heal up for now. Didn't quite stop the hatchery, but did delay it by a second or so, so not too bad there. And the siege tank on the way for the Terran. Expansion going strong here. And did dump those rocks, closed up his area for a little bit to stop that close spawn Zerg there. And now Medivacs training as well. May see some siege tank drop in here shortly. And the reactor pumping out 2x2 Marines. So a very interesting map in that sense that it could be opened up and made even smaller by just simply opening up these rocks, or the map can be made longer by simply closing these off, and then you have to either go through these rocks, those rocks, or some rocks in general. So it's a very interesting map. I do enjoy, and Blizzard gets a little bit clever, and I especially like this too, that you actually need something to drop down in there to see that. And medevac boosting with a tank on it. And going to be placed down here. Going to try and get rid of that Zergling there. And an instant shot on the Zergling. And now trying to blast the rock tower down. And trap the Zerg inside for now. And here comes the siege here. And the tank is off. Zerglings really want it, but just can't quite get it. And gonna bring some Zerglings up here to prevent the drop up top there as well. And meanwhile, back to base here, just going strong. 2 engineering base coming up here, so the 1-1 should be coming soon, and there it goes. And 2 evolution chambers for the Zerg, but no 1-1 just yet. And now there is a Viking out on the field, taking out these proxy overlords. They're going to be checking out the area now. The rocks collapse in on the Zerg base there. The Zerg trying to open up his base up top. And dropping that tank over and over, just blasting these Zerglings here, getting a decent number of kills per shot. And now the medevac's going to have to pick up and bail on out of there. And that Viking still going along a patrol path, trying to figure out where more of those overlords are, so he can clear up the spaces, so that he is able to drop those medevacs without being caught. And an overseer in the base here. And is he going to get the Viking on that? Where is that Viking? Still on his path of destruction. He's going to go past this overlord here. Yeah, Marine does spot that overseer, but not going to quite be enough. And now a big drop from the Terran over here with the tank on the bottom side. And the Roach is taking a lot of unnecessary damage there. And healing up the Terran as fast as possible here with these 2 medevacs. And can't quite get to those Marines. And gonna pick them up and bail on out of there. All the Roaches unable to attack there. And gonna drop those Marines. Not sure if that was the greatest idea. And it's gonna allow those Roaches there to take a couple shots from the siege tank. And then backs them out. And that Overseer definitely has to go. Giving the Terran, giving the Zerg a little extra sight on the Terran at the moment. Drops a Marine there. And we'll hold that. Needs to drop another Marine over here to hold that as well. And another factory coming up shortly here. Now the barracks all getting reactors on them to really start pumping out the jams here now that he has that second expansion going. And the medevac's now flying up towards the top side of the map. Try and deal with this area here. And now unloading, but that's way too many Roaches there. So he's going to have to pick up and just fly on out of there. But at least he has some coverage up here now as well to keep the Zerg on his toes. Now some units going to be moving down to the bottom here. And this is a little bit more acceptable. And there's a changeling there that just spotted all that. And a Queen out in the open here. Going to drop all of his units there. Get rid of that Queen. And a bunch of Roaches ominously looming underneath those medevacs. Scan. Takes out a bunch of these creep tumors. And now they're going to clear out his main here. And finishes that off now, able to get in and out of there. And now the Terran going to also finish off his as well, so that he can start pumping reinforcements across the map. And now comes an additional group of Marines and medevacs. And now the Roaches are on the run. And another Overlord falls there. 176, 166 to 167, so fairly even army sizes at the moment. And pushing in, really taking out these creep tumors very well. And all that creep destined to die here now. And some bile coming down on that tank. And now here comes the Zerg, going to split up a little bit here, going to try and take all of the area coming down from the other side as well. And a nice flank by Nerchio there, taking out almost all of Polt's forces. And not going to be looking too good here. Need to fly away and boost on out of there. Booster's not ready yet. And when are those biles coming down on top of those units here? And I'm going to set up right in front of the base. And going for the expansion as well. And now all the SCVs running for their lives. SCVs in big trouble there in the expansion. And looks like they're going to be placing down some creep there to prevent his opponent from getting there as well. Going to make another orbital command for the next expansion zone. And now Polt's going to split up a little bit here. Some of the units, I think they're going to be going down the bottom way here. Going to expand there as well. And now clears that out for the impending orbital command there. And going to load up some siege tanks and move on out of there. Meanwhile, the drop up top gets wiped out by all of those Ravagers and all of that bile, landing all in that tiny little space here. And now pushing in, but there's a big force here, and lots of Ultralists all going to be moving in. Really nice fungal growth there, holding those units. And now he's going to pick up, but he just has nothing but siege tanks, and that's just not going to be enough against all of these Ultralists. And the Roaches and the Zergling combo here Gonna pick those up. He's gonna take those to the main base, but I'm not sure what is gonna come out of that. And it is not looking too good now for Polt. Has a couple of Liberators here in defensive mode. But the Bile takes all of those out, and here comes the Ultralisk. Now 7 armor Ultralisk, and Polt has to GG out. Just let his opponent gain way too many expansions, way too many drones. But hope you guys enjoyed this replay, and I'll see you guys next time.